Hello and welcome to Tonalist Landscape Painting with M. Francis McCarthy. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I am bringing you today is a lovely 7x10 that I painted end of October, early November. It's called Trees Over the Valley, and it's a scene that I took a crack at. Ooh, my goodness, back in 2010, and I have to say about the scene I did in 2010, this scene's all about these trees, and I still had a lot of illustrator in me, and I did this very detailed rendition of these trees, and I really threw everything I had at the painting, and I still own it. I'm just, in fact, I kept most of the stuff I did after coming to New Zealand, just because I'd slaved over it, and I was really working hard to move up in size. One of the problems with the way that I taught myself to paint was that I had, basically just grabbed a big stack of, I think it was 6x8s, and just started doing small paintings one after the next. And I did make progress very rapidly, but the downside of that particular approach was it made it a bit more difficult for me to scale things up, and that was one of the main things I went after coming out here to New Zealand. And I'd originally done this as an 8x12, which is a lot more panoramic than a 7x10, which is what this is. And that painting was okay. I saw that I had some issues in the sky on that painting, although I've had it as a little print in my box of prints that I sell in my studio for ages. I just sold it the other day, so people do like it. I mean, I had issues with it. Also, at that time, I was probably doing 7 or 8 painting layers. I was just going over things, and some of my work from that time has almost no discernible brush strokes. It's nearly photographic as well, so still tonal. I was going for the tonal thing, but a lot less color. Basically just had a lot to learn, and I don't know, a lot of the things I've learned are reflected in this painting. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not a super standout painting, but I think it's strong, and when it's in the drying rack in my studio not that long ago, a lot of people commented on it and liked it, and I'm sharing it with you today. And it is the last painting. No, it's not. Actually, I take that back. I was going to say it's the last painting from October that I'm sharing, but I have this study after Francis Murphy that is outside of the Past Master series that we're doing right now, because it's a different size, and I might be throwing that out there this week sometime. We'll see. I might just wait till next Sunday there, because I kind of want to crack open my favorite book on tonalism, called A History of American Tonalism, by David A. Cleveland. If you don't have that book, by the way, rush out and buy it today. Get it for yourself for Christmas. I guarantee you won't regret it. In fact, if you regret it, heck, I'll buy your copy off you. I already own 3 copies. Why not 4? But you won't regret it. That's why I say that. It's an amazing book. It's so well written, and it's got beautiful reproductions of beautiful paintings in it. It's really my favorite art book of all time, I have to say. And anyway, in that book is a pretty good sized chapter on Francis Murphy, and about one of the only sources you can get really good information about Francis Murphy. There are no books on him, and there really should be. There should be many books dedicated to him, since he's so awesome. But I will probably do, a little more formal video there, and read a little bit about old Francis Murphy, and just make it something, for a little chestnut for the ages. Anyway, today is Monday here in New Zealand, Sunday in the rest of the world. Most of you are still coming off your, coming down from your 4 days off, just dealing with the realization that you're going to have to go back to work, and, but looking forward to maybe the Christmas break at this point, and Anyway, that's awesome. We don't do Thanksgiving out here in New Zealand, and I can't say I really miss it, to be honest. I like getting together with the family. That's always nice. Usually nice, but I guess not always nice. But usually nice. Usually I love my family, and I miss them, but what can you do? I live down here in the bottom portion of the world. Where, like I said, we don't have Thanksgiving. We do have Christmas, though. So I was shopping in the grocery store yesterday, and they're rolling out the Christmas carols, and that's all right. It's all good. It gets to be very hot here around Christmas, since we're having summer right now, while the rest of you are having winter. Anyway, in the studio today, I've been working on another 7x10, kind of like this scene where you're sort of coming out of the woods. There's a big trail. It's very full of trees and a few sky holes and things, and a bit of a challenging painting to pull off, but I'm trying to do it like I think it's Alexander Hellwig. I think I'm thinking of Wyant, who had done some of these excellent paintings. There's one called Mason Island, which I think it's Alexander Hellwig. Sorry if I'm wrong there, but beautiful, like in the woods kind of scene. Can be quite difficult, and when I'm videotaping that, I missed a few minutes of the video, which always really burns me up. But hey, whatever. I'm gonna have most of it, and so that's about maybe a third of the way done. We'll be getting back in there and getting into that, and I was debating what size I wanted to do. I have another 7x10. I'm going to have to actually order some more 7x10 frames, since I've been working in that size so frequently. But it really is a nice proportion. I'm sort of chagrined that it's not more standard. But hey, we make our own standards sometimes. I kind of came across the idea just knowing that if I took an inch off an 8x10, that I'd like it better. And not only that, I like the idea that it's two 5x7s side by side. 5x7, one of my all-time favorite sizes, really. So there you go. What can I say about this painting? Well, one of the things about this painting is it's kind of keyed off the yellow thing, and that's something I've been doing quite a lot. About a minute ago, maybe you saw me rub some glaze over, and also you see how I have to restate the darks after that as well, which gives you a nice effect. And I had intended to do this all the way through. There's another one I painted over the weekend, which I think I shared some shots on Instagram, work in progress shots, and that's going to be the same case, where I have some harmony now, but I've left room for a good glaze to really pull everything together, and then make some elements pop. And that's a very strong technique you can use, and it definitely establishes a tonal qualities, no question about it, because the glaze has a unifying effect, as does working on a colored ground, although not as much with the colored ground in my case, since I'm working fairly opaquely. There were times when I was working on the burnt sienna ground, especially in some of the master's studies, where I would go very thin with greens over the top of the red, just to get certain effects that looked really like dead on, like the masters. And I don't like to do that too much, because I worry about thinner oil paint. Especially, it's one thing to have a glaze over the top of something that's been painted opaquely, but entirely another to be painting very thinly over a ground color. I have a feeling that some of those paintings will just get very red over time. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, please take good care, stay out of trouble. By the way, go to my site, landscapepainter.co.nz. Love you lots. See you tomorrow. Bye.